It's Monday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way
to ease my mind
and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on Monday, day 441 of the Real Talk show. Day 441 in a row. Georgetta's on. Hey, Georgetta, how are you? And DJ, my people are showing up already. And Jeff over here on Insta. I love it. Guys, before we get started, head over to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell. That's where the show goes. It's where it sounds best, looks best, and we could all collect together there on Discord. My man DJ over there. DJ, I just saw your message last night about adding mod rights for you so you can go in there and get the Discord going. I'm going to do that, okay? And my man Lawrence is on. I'm loving it. Guys, day 441 in a row. I know we're freaking out right now. I know everyone's kind of starting to hunker down and realizing that we need to do this. It's extremely important that we do this because this is a matter of life and death for humanity. It's so feeling like outbreak or feeling like contagion or something, you know. Everybody you see, that first flash in your mind is, do they have the corona? Like, you just start thinking it. Now, I'm also wondering, everyone calls it COVID-19. I know that's the technical name, but you guys know this is SARS-2, right? Everyone keeps like poo-pooing it. Oh, well, you know what? It's just like the flu. The flu's not, the flu kills a lot of people. Yeah, the flu does kill a lot of people. But if you think about the ratio, this is SARS-2. I had Dr. Josh Shajan in here last week, and he's been testing people. They just came back with their first positive tests in the state in Greenwich, Connecticut. And he said, this is SARS-2. And I think if people started calling it what it really is, SARS-2, we'd be like, whoa, wait a second. It's not COVID. It's not coronavirus. Coronavirus is a cold is coronavirus. So it's just calling it coronavirus is watering it down. And when someone says COVID-19, no one knows what that is. But COVID-19 is the technical term for severe acute respiratory syndrome 2. So I think we should start getting real, guys. I know everyone's like, oh, well, it's not that bad. It's terrible. There are people of all ages that are dying from this. And I think it's a culling. I'm really starting to wonder. I wanted to do this breakdown. If anybody can do the research for me, I'm going to do this myself unless you could do it for me right now. Google search this. Natural disasters and things like this, contagions in the last year. I just want to see what's happened in the last year. I could think of earthquakes. I could think of volcano erupting, like multiple volcanoes have erupted in the last year. We've had crazy hurricanes the last couple of years. And then we have this outbreak. And there's also a connection I asked Josh about, and I'm curious about if this is real. Little Mark, Steven, my people are on. Guys, head over to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell. Okay? And we got Zabrowski right here. Come on, let's get this for Monday. We need it. Woohoo! Yes! Can you feel the woohoo? It's in the air! And hopefully there's no coronavirus in the air. I'm just saying. So listen, what we really need right now, guys, is we need to lift up our spirits. Because out there it's scary, and nobody wants to be outside, and you shouldn't be outside. Be with your loved ones. So why are you in the studio, Mark? What are you doing there, Mark? No one's buying real estate, right, Mark? Wrong. People still need to buy and sell real estate. I will be here, hopefully healthy, continuing to show up every day at the studio in case someone calls and says, hey, I need to do something. That was something I remember back when I was first getting into this business. I was the one guy in town who wore a suit every single day. 365, suited. I went from wearing Birkenstocks, shorts, t-shirt, writing music, waking up at whatever in order to write songs, to play music until whatever every night, to suit, 365. I take 7 days off a year. Everybody gets that nice Saturday and Sunday off. I don't know what that is. I work every day. And there's a story we're going to get into, a piece of news it's entrepreneurs that you know, you love, and the effort necessary in order to reach your goal. If you want to try to get somewhere in life, guys, it's not going to get there by just taking your time. You better put the time in. You better realize that that clock is ticking. And if you don't start now, it's over. And I refuse to look back when I'm 70 years old and say, ooh, what? I could have done. Ooh, and I really wish I tried that thing. No. I'll do it all. I'll fail at whatever I fail at. And what I am good at, I will rise up and become. And that's what we all need to start living through. We need to start put that lens, live through that lens. It's okay to fail. You just don't want to regret. That is the worst thing in the world. Phil Hall is on. I'm on very early today. There's a reason, Phil. This is a 2-a-day show. We're going through something right now. And this show for 441 days has been here just to provide light, to try to give you just something in your day that makes you feel better than the negative makes you feel. And so I've been doing it. And then I started realizing, well, if there isn't a lot going on, if people are shutting down, I can't do open houses. I can't really show homes. What do I do? Well, first thing I did is I adapted. I created a new business that I think should be flourishing right now. People do need to buy and sell still. So I created Stay Safe Concierge Real Estate Services. What is that, Mark? Stay safe. You stay home. You stay safe. You buy a package from 1 to 10 homes. I go in there, my team, we go in there. I'm actually adjusting this concept right now because I have a client who's bringing a house on the market, and he was like, we're going to do it this way. And I'm like, whoa, I can use that and stay safe. So check this out. The newest Stay Safe model, I'm in that house with you. This is a Zoom call. I'm on with you. You're on with your agent. We're all together in the house at that moment. I give you the walkthrough. I share what needs to be done. You say, nope, I don't like it. We move on to the next. I call you back 20 minutes later when I'm in that house and we do the next Zoom call. It's that option, or we do the videos and I send you the link, but it's going to be something that's never been. And again, my theory is this. If you're a buyer, you have a job. When you do your job, you get paid an hourly fee. And if you don't, you could still break down as an independent sales, guy, or somebody who's a self-employed individual, what you made last year, and then figure out how many minutes there are in a day, how many hours there are and you could figure out how much you really are worth an hour. Okay. Do that math. Does it make sense for you to take a half a day or a day to go look at homes, to walk through and hate 7, 8 of them, and to really maybe like one, or to hate them all and then say, okay, we have to go back again next week? This is real. This happens. I've had clients who took 3 to 3.5 years to purchase a home. So this happens, okay? But this service allows you to focus on your business, do your work. Yeah, you pay a little bit of money, but it saves you time and the stress. First of all, tell me, someone respond here who's been a buyer and is out there looking at homes and they're like, on their phone, not even paying attention. Like, oh, did you see the crown molding in that? Yeah, I don't care. I got an email coming through, piece of business I may be able to do. Yeah, the house is nice. They can't focus in on it. I'd rather you be putting your kids to sleep. You did your job, whatever it is, you're at lunch, and you spend 5 minutes and you actually focus in. You look at this report for a property. The crazy thing is, guys, this is very affordable. I think I have to raise the prices based on the fact that we are going into a time where no one is going to go out. I'm only charging $60 for all of that for a home. And if you buy 10 homes, it actually comes down to $40 a home. So actually, I think I have to change that. So anybody who gets in by the end of this show today and locks in the price I have there is getting the best deal ever. Because honestly, for that information, a walkthrough or a Zoom call, plus a breakdown while we're there of what needs to be done in a ballpark estimate for $40 if you buy 10 homes, it's kind of insane that I even put that number there. But I want people to get the service. I want people to be able to still see homes. So let me just backtrack. Right now, people are locking down. Schools shut down. Everything but supermarkets will be open. That's it. Okay? Restaurants closed. You can only get takeout or... It's unreal, guys. Takeout, you can't go into a restaurant and sit, okay? But it's for the best, because right now, this thing is spreading unbelievably. We have no idea who has it because, and this is what Dr. Josh Shajan said the other day, the latency, 5.1 days. before you even feel anything. So I'm walking around like a crazy person. If I touch anything, I'm making note. Every time I got an itch in my face, I'm like, oh, no, heck no. I'm doing one of those. There's no way I'm touching my face ever again. I'm like, seriously, I don't think I'll ever touch my face again. I'm just going to rub it with a piece of Brillo pad if I have to, but I will not touch it with my hands. Oh, it's a scary time, guys. Very scary. Lawrence, 367 this year, Mark. What's that? Best time to buy is now. That's true. Lawrence just said the best time to buy is now. You are so right. Because what's going on right now, and I'll tell you, this is when I say some people still need to make moves. I have a client who is having a baby in the next period of time, and so they need to buy something. They're in the process. I had somebody come to my open house yesterday, walked in holding a baby that was 14 months old. You know what they said? We know we shouldn't be out, but we need to buy. I'm sorry. Can I just rewind? I'm sorry, but we need to buy. They need to buy. Everybody still needs to make moves. Yeah, I'm quarantined, but I got to somehow move from San Diego to Greenwich, Connecticut. How are you going to make that happen? MarkPyersRealTalk.com/stay safe. Make it happen. So the other thing we're doing here now, guys, you support the program, right? You like the program? I've been here for 441 days. I'm going to continue to show up every single day, twice a day during this mayhem. So if you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate the passion that I'm standing for every single day and trying to provide positivity for this planet, support the program. Patreon.com. Let me see if I can put this in here. I'm going to type it in for you guys. Patreon.com/MarkPyersRealTalk. And I think that's it. And Michael, my man Michael Alexi, he's the guy who got me kick-started on this. And now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've been here forever providing this. I can't sell real estate. Support the program. Very simple. So I'm going to be doing a few things today. I don't have a guitar, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I left the guitar at home. So we're doing a double header today without a guitar. So my thought is that we'll just do some jamming on the beat seat in the second half where I'll take one of the songs from yesterday. Like, I don't know if you guys realize this. Yesterday, I played you the songs that this company's trying to steal that I wrote in 2006 that I had in the album. And I played them for you guys. And they were like Something to Live For. We played this one. That was a hot version last night, right? And then we played Different. And then we played We've Got Time. And the last one was Mandolin Jam. We didn't get to that. But it was a pretty hot night of music yesterday. So I think I'll just grab one of those tracks, rock it out over here. And like I did this yesterday, we could theoretically do this right now, like if we wanted to. Check this out. This is a hot tune. I wrote this about what we're going through right now, guys. Let me see if I can pull up a window here to show you the beat seat. I got an idea. Let's check this out. This is all improv, guys. Oh.
I'm flying away with you, and I'm riding high. I'm hoping you come to find a way into the sunshine. Won't you ride away? Right away with me. I'm here with you just about every day for the last 427 days. I fear a world where we're waiting for coronavirus to infect us. I fear.
Let's get this going.
Who's gonna save us now? watch out for us now. Who's gonna watch us? Hold up, hold up, hold up. They want us to stay set and wait it out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I guess we gotta do what they say. Do what they say. Hey, hey. Who's gonna save us now? 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 Whoa, whoa. Who's gonna save us now? 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 Who's gonna save us now?
All right, so that was just something different. I never did that before, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. Was that anything cool at all? I don't know, guys. I like to play the beat seat. It's a lot of fun. Even though it's not something I traditionally play without my guitar, it's a lot of fun to play without the guitar. As you can tell, I mean, I just get into it. I'm trying to see if I can move this thing over. There we go. There we go. We're back, guys. We're back. So anything good there? I don't know. I don't know what we were doing. Let's see what someone said over here. Oh, Yak, how are you? And Aran Yak, how you doing, my friend? And Taj is on. Guys, head over to YouTube. Subscribe and ding the bell. That's where the show goes, okay? And that was just a little beat seat for you. I wanted you guys to know, even though I don't have the guitar, we could still put on a show with just the beat seat. And I think what I'll do later is actually take one of the songs from yesterday. That was something I played like 2 weeks ago here on the show. Live for you, we improvised that song, and then I just played a little beat seat along with it. How did it sound? Is that all right? Oh, my man. I will see you soon, buddy. Thank you, DJ. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well on this Monday. I'm going to get into the news now. I got some news for you. This is kind of interesting, guys, and you know I'm here to just kind of protect you from things that are going on out there. Police warn of scammers knocking on doors and pretending to be from the CDC amid coronavirus outbreak. This is frightening. From remembering wash your hands to disinfecting your screens, there's a lot to already check on when you're trying to stay healthy and safe during the coronavirus pandemic. But there could be one more harmful thing targeting you, and it has nothing to do with disease. According to the authorities, some criminals are using the outbreak as an opportunity to scam unsuspecting strangers. Social media posts have been circulating about individuals who claim to be working on behalf of the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, commonly known as the CDC, going door to door in Morristown. Police Department of New Jersey reported this first on the Facebook page. But instead of answering the door, you should immediately contact your local law enforcement. The CDC is not deploying teams of people to go door to door to conduct surveillance. People should be warned to not let them in your homes or speak with them. They are imposters. This isn't the only type of scam making headlines on COVID-19 as it spreads throughout communities. NBC News reported earlier this week that criminals have also used this opportunity to conduct phishing campaigns. One of these things most concerning to us is phishing scams with a coronavirus theme. FBI's cyber criminal section said to NBC, "This is a vector or an approach that we didn't see 3 months ago and now is suddenly successful. Remember to exercise caution, and if you say something, say something. If you see something, say something," is what they meant to say. Whoever edited this was terrible. Anyway, just be careful, guys. Someone could knock on the door and say, "We're from the CDC." No, you're not, stupid. Get the hell out of here. That's what I'll say. Hit the bricks. You want me to call Fauci? That's what I say. You want me to call Fauci? So, guys, what does happen to the body? What happens to the body? Everything that we know to date. Let's see. Let's get into this. I just want to kind of line it up a little better for you. Let's see if we can get a little... How's that? Doesn't look better? As COVID-19 pandemic spreads across the U.S., canceling major events, closing schools, and upending the stock market, and disrupting travel and normal life, Americans are taking precautions against the new coronavirus that causes the disease, sickening and killing thousands worldwide. The World Health Organization and U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention advise the public watch for fever, dry cough, shortness of breath, symptoms that follow contraction of a new coronavirus known as SARS-CoV-2. Thank you. First person who called it SARS that I've seen. Coronavirus known as SARS-CoV-2. From the infection, it takes approximately 5 to 12 days for symptoms to appear. Did you get that information somewhere? Yes, you did, from Dr. Josh Shajan. Brett, how are you, my friend? Head over to YouTube, subscribe, and ding the bell, please, my friend. That's where the show sounds best and looks best for you on Insta. You guys are basically looking at a filmed screen right now. I've been live for 441 days in a row, just trying to get this world to feel a little better about their current situation. It started with politics. I shut it down when the world went crazy. And then I just hadn't watched in 400 days until I saw the State of the Union, and it was crazy. I heard like, America, America, America. And I was like, wow, I love that. I love America. I live there. And then all of a sudden I saw people like, America's doing well. And I was like, well, that's weird to me. And I had to say something for the first time in 400 days. Like, you know, if you want to get it at each other, that's great. But when America is doing something positive and you're like this, that pisses me off, you know? And if it wasn't doing well and people are like this, then I'd be pissed off too. So, but that's the first time I spoke about politics, 400 days after I started the show. And since then, we're dropping all kinds of crazy stuff. You guys saw that. I'm doing like Dr. Evil versus Donald Trump. And it has to be. Now, did this even...
My first question for the night...
You guys see, I'm going to play you guys this. I think this is probably one of the best things I've done to date. And this is a variety show. You never know when something's going to come up. I'm dropping this for you again right now. This is the Dems debate before we lost everybody. I think this was even before Bloomy was in there. I got Dr. Evil with Minnie Bloomberg. There's a lot of stuff you guys have missed. So you need to kind of go back and see it all, because this is an ever-evolving process, the Real Talk Show. I'm constantly just doing things that are insane. And this I just thought was funny. Check this out real quick, because I got a good laugh from this one. Ready?
My first question for the night is for Mike Bloomberg, and I'm going to ask you, Mike, do you think that Bernie Sanders could win?
Well, I tell you, it's been very clear that they want Bernie to get the election so he can lose to Donald Trump. I'll tell you what, Vladimir Putin, I will never lose. You will never get anything from the United States of America. Guaranteed.
We gotta go, and we gotta stop it. Everybody's going crazy right now. I don't know what to say.
Now, Mr. Biden, do you think you really could be effective in this election?
Of course I'll be effective. I'll tell you how I'm a Joe Biden. I'll tell you two things I could do. I'm going to take on China, I'm going to take on Donald Trump, and I'm going to take on the NRA, because I'm the best dancer we have.
I think we need to definitely get rid of Donald Trump. It's a very important thing that we work on to do it, to get rid of him.
Oh, you could get the whole world in your hands. The whole world in your hands. The whole world.
Paid for by Mike Bloomberg for president.
That was probably one of the best face swap, skits I put together for you guys. I just thought it was so funny. We have to get rid of Donald Trump. I just love that's all that lady ever said. Klobuchar, whatever her name was. And I'm like, really? Yeah, okay, I know that's what the goal is of the world, apparently. It's just been a never-stop process since the day this all took place on November 9th, 2016. I laugh, guys. I laugh because I think the world finally is realizing how silly they've been. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe you're finally sitting at home and you're saying to yourselves, wow, we were so concerned with this guy and he said this and this happened and I don't like, and wait, hold on, life or death? Life or death? Or let's talk about silly stuff. I don't like that my dad likes something that I don't like. Like, people got weird, man. It was weird. And I'm saying this has got to change, and this is why Real Talk exists. We started this because I wanted you to just get off of the negatube, turn this on, shut the negatube down, and let's get somewhere. Let me get back to this story here. According to the CDC, the virus can spread person to person within 6 feet through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It's also possible for the virus to remain on a surface or object, be transferred by touch, and enter the body through the mouth, nose, or eyes. Dr. Martin Hirsch, senior physician in the infectious disease services at Massachusetts General Hospital, said there's still a lot to learn, but experts suspect the virus may act similarly to SARS-CoV from 13 years ago. See, guys, SARS-CoV was the first one. This is SARS-CoV-2. I told you, SARS-2. Nobody wants to listen to Real Talk until you listen to Real Talk. It's a respiratory virus, and thus it enters through the respiratory tract. We think primarily the nose, but it may not. But it may be able to get in through the eyes and mouth because that's how our respiratory viruses behave. When the virus enters the body, it begins to attack. Fever, cough, and other COVID-19 symptoms. It can take 2 to 14 days for a person to develop symptoms after initial exposure to the virus. Hirsch said. The average is about 5 days. Once again, the body, it begins infecting epithelial cells in the lining of the lung. A protein of the receptors of the virus can attach to the host's cell's receptors and penetrate the cell. Inside the host cell, the virus begins to replicate until it kills the cell. The first takes place in the upper respiratory tract, which includes the nose, mouth, larynx, and bronchi. Bronchi? Bronchi? What do you guys tell me? Who's the doctor out there? The patient begins to experience mild versions of symptoms, dry cough, shortness of breath, fever, and headache, and muscle pain and tiredness comparable to the flu. Dr. Priyogya Jarmanaganagadal and Dr. Amit Munshul Sharma, infectious disease specialists at Geisinger, say some patients have reported gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea and other gross things that I'm not going to say here on Real Talk. However, it's relatively uncommon. Symptoms become more severe once the infection starts making its way to the lower respiratory tract. Pneumonia and autoimmune disease. Let's see, the WHO... See, I can't do that, guys. I got to stop touching my face. The WHO reported last month about 80% of the patients have a mild to moderate disease from infection. A case of mild COVID-19 includes a fever and cough more severe than seasonal flu, but does not require hospitalization. These milder cases are because the body's immune response is able to contain the virus in the upper respiratory tract. Interesting. Younger patients have a more vigorous immune response compared to older patients. The 13.8% of severe cases and 6.1% of critical cases are due to the virus trekking down the windpipe and entering the lower respiratory tract. The lungs are the major threat, Hirsch said. The virus continues to replicate and journeys further down the windpipe and into the lung. It can cause more respiratory problems like bronchitis and pneumonia. Pneumonia is characterized by shortness of breath combined with a cough and affects tiny air sacs in the lungs. Jeez, guys, this is very scary stuff. So basically, it's a war between the host response and the virus. Depending who wins the war, we either have a good outcomes where patients recover or bad outcomes where they do not. Restricting oxygen to the bloodstream deprives the other major organs of oxygen, including the liver, kidney, and brain. A small number of cases can develop into acute respiratory distress syndrome, which is ARDS, which requires a patient to be placed on a ventilator to supply oxygen. This is the problem. However, if too much of the lung is damaged and not enough oxygen supplies to the rest of the body, respiratory failure can lead to organ failure and death. Guys, this is frightening. So stay inside. Don't go and touch things and people. And one other thing to keep in mind. This is kind of something to keep in mind. This is happening too, all right? Coronavirus quarantines will likely lead to an uptick in babies and divorces. This reminds me very much of the baby boom. You know, remember like we had a power outage in, I want to say 67, 60 whatever, and that's when the baby boom, I think, right? Or was it the 40s? Someone tell me what that was. There was a power outage for like 7 days in New York City, and that's when all them babies was made. That's when your daddy and your mommy they were born back then. Because of that. And I think this is going to happen. This is what they're saying. Let's just see. Stay inside, they said. Don't leave the house, whether following guidance for those who have been exposed to coronavirus or choosing to self-isolate to help slow the spread. People around the world are faced with managing relationships with family members and partners while in close confines for weeks on end. Scary times have the potential to drive people together or apart, Pepper Schwartz, a psychology professor at the University of Washington, told Quartz in an email. On the one hand, romantic partners could have a new appreciation for having someone to face a scary future with. On the other hand, if you're at odds with one another and you realize that you have to spend that time together, you may not have each other's back. It may be a stark realization that you are in the wrong relationship. Dramatic times tend to heighten emotions and outcomes, Schwartz said. Psychologists expect 2 psychological outcomes from the quarantine: increased birth rates and divorces. Research suggests that when people are forced to stay home together during natural disasters, there tends to be an uptake in infertility 9 months later. A social and evolutionary psychologist at the University of Michigan, Danielle Kruger, Danielle, I think it's Daniel. While the relationship between disaster and birth rate is far from definitely proven, it makes intuitive sense that some couples will end up with a new family member 9 months later after being cooped up without social distraction. On the flip side, couples who don't get along might be pushed to separate after extended periods of quarantine. This mirrors reports that research into divorce tends to increase in January after couples have spent time together over the holidays. If people are stressed out, there are likely to be arguments, says Kruger. Debates are whether it's really necessary to go to the grocery store to get that extra pesto, or only to likely heighten the chances of getting a coronavirus for pesto. But quarantine may make or break some couples. It's much harder to break up with blood relations, Kruger said. Don't talk about politics or religion with your family. It's especially worth adhering to during stressful quarantine times. This basically what Kruger said. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. You're going to get into fights. So this is what's going on, guys. We're going to see a baby boom. So let's bring it up. Come on, guys. Let's bring it up. I got a story for you here. I haven't read it, but I just want to get into it and see what it says. This is a story about what it takes to get somewhere. 130-hour work weeks, years without vacation, and the 3:45 a.m. wake up. The work habits of Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and the Silicon Valley elite. Writing on his blog, billionaire, entrepreneur, investor, and reality TV star Mark Cuban claims he was so hell-bent on making it as a businessman when he started his first company that he didn't vacation for 7 years. In the same post, he writes that business is a 24/7 job where someone is always out there to kick your ass. Even workaholics take a break for their birthday. In a tweet, the South African-born Tesla CEO, Elon Musk, said he would have spent his 48th birthday working on global logistics, while he described his 47th birthday as an all-night, no friends, nothing, 24-hour shift at Tesla's offices in 2018. As if that wasn't enough, He used the same interview to declare that he hadn't taken a week-long vacation in nearly 20 years. Wow. Marissa Mayer's 130-hour weeks. Let's check this one out. If Elon Musk is famous for working 120-hour weeks, ex-CEO of Yahoo, Marissa Mayer, went 10 steps further when at Google, reportedly pulling 130-hour weeks as standard. What's the math on that, guys? Someone give me the math on that, 130-hour weeks. In 2016, she said the other piece that gets overlooked in the Google story is that the value of hard work. When reporters write about Google, they write about if it was inevitable. The actual experience was more like, could you work 130 hours a week? For most of us, the answer is probably no. Tim Cook's Dawn Before Dawn. Tim Cook is one of the earliest birds when it comes to murmuration of the early bird. Let's see. He routinely rises at 3:45 in the morning to exercise and check emails. As Business Insider's Dave Johnson found out after copying Cook's routine for the last year, waking up so early can, surprise, surprise, make you more productive. The thing about it is, when you love what you do, you don't really think of it as work. It's what you do. It's the good fortune of where I find myself, Cook told Time magazine. That's very cool. Hey, Chris, how are you? Oh, nice. Paris, how are you doing in Paris? Are you guys okay out there? I don't think anybody's doing all right. I think it's a scary world we're living in. And I just want you to know that I'm here with you guys. I'll be here twice a day putting on this show to provide some light. So I know Paris is like hours ahead of us here, but I will be live again around 6 o'clock this afternoon for a second show. And that one's going to be just straight comedy. I think Dick Facce is stopping in. If you don't know who Dick Facce is, he's basically running for president. He's a horrible human being. Just, that's it. Let's see. Jack Dorsey's fasting. Let's see what this is. Twitter and Square CEO Jack Dorsey is known to eat just one meal on weekdays, usually consisting of meat or fish with green vegetables. But it's no mere attention-seeking stunt. He says it helps him work more effectively. During the day, I feel so much more focused. You have this very focused point of mind in the terms of this drive, Dorsey told CNBC in April 2019. And certainly, the time back from breakfast and lunch allowed him to focus more on the day. Larry Ellison's Midas touch and garbage. I don't know what this is. Let's see. While CEO of Oracle, Larry Ellison was known to possess something of a Midas touch, motivating employees by handing out gold coins as bonuses, according to Don Heingragel and John Slocum. On a less rosy note, he also once hired private detectives to rifle through garbage belonging to a research group that was defending Oracle's rival, Microsoft, in an antitrust case. If Microsoft tried to go through Oracle's garbage, that'd be a problem, he said. I don't know what the hell that is. Why is he even in there? What does that have to do with like hard work? That's not hard work. That's like some guy using his power to rifle through someone's garbage. They shouldn't have put him in there. Bill Gates' total recall. Let's see what we got here. Bill Gates, by his own admission, has veered into control freak territory. In his memorable 2016 interview on the BBC's Desert Island Discs radio show, Bill Gates admitted he used to memorize his employees' license plates so he could track what time they arrived and left the office each day. Eventually, I had to loosen up as the company got to a reasonable size, he admitted. Interesting. So that's how you stay in control, I guess. Make sure no one's messing with your stuff. Sheryl Sandberg's post-work work. I don't know who that is. Let's find out. Sandberg is famous for her lean-in philosophy, in which she encourages women to embrace risk in the workplace. But she also values making time to see her kids. In a video interview with Makers from 2012, she said she left the office at 5:30 p.m. every day to do so. In a move that many working moms might sympathize with, she still continues to check her emails from home after having dinner with her kids. Good for you. Good for you for going and spending time with your kids and not just being work, work, work. Seriously, wish I could spend more time with my kids. Right now, I should be at home just spending time with my kids. But I have a job to do. I have to leave a message for this planet. And so I'm here. But yes, I could be at home right now playing with my kids because I'm not getting calls. I got my suit on. I'm ready to go. I'm not suited up today, but I got a tie. I'm ready to go. All right, let's see. Eric Schmidt's email, egalitarianism. Egalitarianism? What the hell is that, guys? Let's see. Ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt takes email etiquette to the next level. He responds quickly to most emails. In his book, How Google Works, he wrote, most of the best and busiest people we know to act quickly on their emails, not to just us or to a select few senders, but to everyone. I like it. That's what I do. I got to get right back to people. Sundar Pichai's empathy. I should be scrolling down with you guys. You guys should see these people. Let me see if I can find this guy on here. Ready? Sundar. Where are you, Sundar? Oh, no, they're not showing Sundar. Oh, there we go. All right, Sundar, where are you? You guys seeing this? There's Sundar. Okay, Sundar. Oh, you know what I may be able to do? This could be pretty interesting for me. Can I make this smaller? Yes! Oh, guys, we just figured something cool out that I could do live on the spot for you now. Yeah. All right, so Sundar Pichai and his empathy. All right, let's see what it is. The tech industry is as cutthroat as it is cutting edge. And its top executives often reflect that reality. And Google and Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai stands out for offering his company an intangible, yet invaluable quality, empathy. Numerous sources who spoke to Business Insider back in 2014 said he was empathetic, with one ex-Google employee describing how Pichai, how do you guys say it? Pichai offered to help him in any way he could with his move from Google to a new firm. Sounds like a good CEO. Is that the last guy? I guess so. All right. But I did figure out how to do this now, guys, where I can scroll the story. You can see these people. I'm reading these stories to you in real time. But I'm impressed. I'm always impressed by these people, how they work, their work ethic, you know, especially when you hear about Elon Musk didn't take a 1 week vacation for 20 years. This guy's billionaire. He hasn't taken 1 week vacation in 20 years. That's when you're someone who's focused on trying to do something that's going to leave a lasting impression on this planet, right? That's what I see from that. So listen, this is just part one of the show. I'm coming back to you guys later. I'm dropping something. I was started to have some thoughts for the Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders debate from last night. I may drop something to you for that. And I think Fache will be back this afternoon for sure. So all you have to do is subscribe and ding the bell on YouTube. And you will never miss a show because they notify you. And I appreciate you over on Periscope, Chris Clare. Appreciate you. And anybody else who's out there, DJ, Phil, Cross, Georgetta, everybody who tuned in today, I appreciate you. And just remember, guys, I'm here. All you have to do is say hello. Did I get through everything? Pretty much. Let me shut this down here. I'm going back to the main screen. There we go. So I won't have any music for you besides the beat seat later. Same thing. I'll just go back and rock out a little bit for you on the beat seat. And outside of that, it's going to be all real talk today. I may have to get a couple of face swaps together for you for the afternoon. And just expect to see a part 2 around 5:30, 6 o'clock, probably the latest. It may be sooner. I don't know. Shoot me any topics you want to hear. Any songs. I can't play songs today. But any topics you want to hear. If you have any celebrity impressions you want to hear later on the show. Dr. Evil. I'm going to go Dr. Evil versus Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. We're going to win big league. Guys, I think you need to stay calm. You need to calm down. It's going to be fun. Did you guys see he's on the golf course. You got to check out that clip. That's on the YouTube page. You can see it. Anyway, listen, I will see you guys later for part 2 of day 441 in a row. Subscribe and ding that bell. Let's get some music going here. We're going straight comedy this afternoon, guys. I'll see you around 5:30. Subscribe and ding that bell. It's Mark Pyers.